Welcome to CIS 3285 Software Design. I'm Tom Gibbons, and I'm your instructor for this course. This is a course where we dive into software design patterns. We'll be using C# as a language to explore different software patterns and different software techniques, kind of building on that. We'll use Microsoft Visual Studio as our environment, and we'll work with a wide variety of projects, everything from simple apps to database-driven apps to websites for this. So let's just start. We're in Unit 0 here to get you started. So the quick course overview. So again, we'll be looking at design patterns, something called the solid design patterns, which is a well-known set of design patterns. It's an acronym, and you'll learn what each of those stands for as we go through this course. We'll be using Microsoft Visual Studio. I choose that because it's a pretty advanced IDE for software development, and it's good to see some of these more advanced IDEs when you're learning things. We'll be using Git, and in particular GitHub, for assignments. So a lot of your assignments will be posted to GitHub, and you'll download them and make changes and then upload or push the results back up into GitHub. That's integrated inside Microsoft Visual Studio. So you'll be working in that environment together as we go. So what's our setup here? And then for the methodology, again, each unit will have a reading from the textbook, and tied to that will be some learning activities. These are set up to cover the topics in the textbook, and these are nice places where you can get easy help from me or other people in the class or assistance for that. There'll be also weekly assignments to reinforce these topics, and then you'll be posting the discussion area every unit. Now, spread throughout the course, not necessarily in every unit, will be quizzes. We'll have 2 quizzes spread throughout the course. 4 reflections, where you get a chance to kind of reflect on what you've learned and how it might affect your role as a software developer, and then a final project as we go. So that's kind of the layout of the course. Let's look now at the textbook. We'll be using a well-known software design textbook that is designed for Visual Studio. It's called Adaptive Code. Adaptive Code, Agile Coding with Design Patterns and the Solid Design Principles. Again, so it introduces these solid design principles. It's made by Microsoft Press, and it's a well-known design project. And you can get it at a number of locations. It's been out for a number of years. And it's available both new and used. You just you can get electronic version, any version you want. You just have to be able to read it or have something to read for that. If you want, you can actually get the first edition, which just has 2 chapters that are different from the second edition. So if you're struggling to find it or get it, the first edition will likely work for you too. So, okay, let's go back and talk about the software you're going to need. You're going to need to install Microsoft Visual Studio for this course. So let's go down here. So download Microsoft Visual Studio. So there's a couple options here. Microsoft has a free edition of it called the Community Edition. So you can, and we'll be using Visual Studio 2019. So you can just download the Community Edition. There's no time limit on it. It's not a trial edition. That Microsoft also will let you download some of the other editions, but there's a 90-day time limit on those, and that will expire near the end, before this course ends, unfortunately. But if you want a fuller version, because we're part of the Microsoft Azure development tool set for teaching, you can actually go to Microsoft and get a license for like the Enterprise Edition or Visual Studio 2019. So either of these editions will be fine for what you want. Either this one, which you can just download for free, or this one where you have to use your CSS ID and email to get a license key for that. So, Let me know if you have any trouble getting that installed or set up or using that. If you don't have a machine that can use that, let me know and we can set you up with a virtual machine that you can use. So, last thing you might want to do is to download the source code that goes along with the books here. So this is the book's GitHub site. You can just go there and download the source code for this. So once you go to there, if you're not using GitHub or whatever, probably the easiest way is just to go up here and just say download the zip file. It'll download all this stuff, all the chapter files as zips. Now this isn't absolutely necessary, but I just find some students like to have that code when they're reading their textbook for this. So last thing I'd like you to consider doing is just doing a short introduction to us with the discussions. Just go to student intros and just post something about yourself. I'll post something, quick introduction to myself also, just something so we get to know each other a little bit as we're starting this course here. A quick link now, if you haven't already, you might want to look through the syllabus. So the syllabus is linked in here. Also, such as normal things, course information. I use a single Zoom link for all my course meetings throughout this whole semester, and so this is my Zoom link that we'll be using if you ever want to meet with me. This goes to my Brightspace, or our Brightspace link, the textbook. Here's information about me. I'll be teaching a class on campus in Duluth, and so I have some office hours set right before and after that, but those are in the middle of the day. So what I suggest you do is look and sign up for office hours anytime you want. And so I'll post this thing periodically. So I have certain evenings where I'm available to do office hours. I'm actually available almost every evening. So if you want, you can just feel free to text or call me. But if you want to just do it this way, you can just open up this link. It opens up Google Calendar, and I'll show you links while you're saying there's no times available. Well, I guess class hasn't started yet. So okay. So like next week, starting them like Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, and things like that. I'll have sometimes. Also, some of the mornings I'll post sometimes available. If there's some times where I'm seeing we need more time, I can add more time slots. But you can just click on a time slot here, and then we can Zoom. I'll send you a link, or we'll use this default link, and we can Zoom then. So again, feel free. This is my cell number. You can just text or call me at this point at any point, or sign up for a slot, anything you want. So. The assignments, this is kind of, again, what we're going to be doing as far as points go if you want to watch that, look at that. And here's kind of the schedule that we'll be going through. This is all laid out in the course. So we have each unit, we'll be doing one unit a week going through here for the whole course. I'll try to, I need to go through these and do a couple more recordings and updates as we go through this. But I'll try to keep these open at least a week ahead of time. Let me know if for some reason you want them further ahead. I can probably open them up also. So, okay, that's a quick introduction to the course. Interested to work with you this semester.